Claim. No, I'm just looking at something on Game Pass. Chilling for a bit. What's some music? It's been a while since we got non-game music on the stream.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You
It's loud and nice. It's been a while.
don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, still breathing, standing up, everybody's gonna see.
Yeah, I think that's good enough.
Nephis is a liar, a
Yo, what's up?
bully,
Thanks for subbing for
and
33
he's
long months,
toxic.
man. How are you doing today? I had a very long, tiring day today. And tomorrow we're going to be looking at chickens. We're getting a chicken coop this Saturday or Sunday? Was it Saturday or Sunday? Huh? Sunday? Saturday. Yeah, we got so much stuff going on. Almost sleep ready. Meeting Ollie tomorrow. You're meeting Ollie? Where is he? Germany? Or are you in the UK? In Berlin? Hell yeah. Wait, is he visiting you or was he in Berlin? He's gonna be staying over at your place? That's pretty cool. A guild meet from one of his guilds? Alright. So is are there any non-Germans besides Ollie? Yours +1? Ah, okay. That's pretty cool. Do your own thing instead of waiting for fucking anything else, right? It's gonna be like a bar or a venue in Berlin, restaurant. So everyone's going to Germany, or are most people in this guild German? I feel like most people in his guild would be like, or one of his guilds would be like English or British. But yeah, man, today has been a day. I feel like the past few nights have been like quite a day. I just want to chill today. It's international. All right, so everyone's just going to Germany, Berlin, to meet up. I guess it makes sense. It makes sense. Continental, sort of in the middle, kind of East and West Europe, in a sense. I wonder if anyone from Greece is going there. It's pretty cool. You should take pictures, bro. Today, I'm tired, so I just want to chill. No gaming, just relax. Just want to relax. Ollie will do. True. Yeah, Becca, we'll have fun. Eat all the pastries for her. All the European bread. What's on the news, buddy? Oh yeah, you saw this. I saw this earlier this morning, I think, or yesterday, last night. Microsoft raises Xbox console prices, games to now start at $80 amid tariff uncertainty. Hold up. I have so many issues with this. Because it's like, I don't think this has much to do. I'm sure there's a factor, right? I don't think most of this price raise, it has much to do with the tariffs. Because think about it, like, it's all like most of it's digital now, bro. What are you importing? You know what I mean? Like, what games are you importing? You're just pushing it on the internet or on Game Pass or whatever. It's like, what's going on here, bro? Microsoft is raising the price of its Xbox consoles, games, and accessories worldwide amid ongoing tariff uncertainty surrounding consumer technology goods. The price jump, which started today, by the way, May 1st, means customers will now have to pay as much as $79.99 for some new first-party Xbox games, up from $70. Microsoft isn't the first company to announce price increases on games. Nintendo announced that its Mario Kart World for the Switch 2 will start at $80 as well. The company also increased the prices of its Joy-Con 2 controllers from $90 to $95, while the Switch 2 Pro controller rose from $80 to $85. While Microsoft didn't specifically call out tariffs when laying out its price increases, the company noted that it made the decisions with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Okay, so it has nothing to do with tariffs here. They just want to fucking raise the prices. Nintendo also blamed the current economic situation when it released its new pricing scheme on April 18th, adding other adjustments to the price of any Nintendo product are also possible in the future depending on market conditions. Okay. Video game companies manufacture consoles and accessories in China, which is currently subject to 145% reciprocal tariffs, and areas like Vietnam subject to a 10% blanket tariff. Physical games, discs, and cartridges are also produced in China. But most of it's non-physical anymore. It's digital. In addition to increasing, isn't some of the Nintendo Switch things also digital? It's not even like physical cartridges. Some of them, some of the prices that it increased on, right? I think Mario Kart, the digital version, was increased. Mario Kart World. Okay. In addition to increasing game prices, why did the camera move down to me? What are you doing, camera? Track me. Hello? Track me. Track me. Thank you. Look at my horrible face. Alright, so the Xbox Series will jump $100 to $599, while the Xbox Series Xbox Series S with 512 gigabytes of storage will now cost $379, up from $300. What? The Series S with 1 terabyte of storage will also increase from $449 to $429. I think they meant to say from $429 to $449. And these are like 5-year-old consoles, basically, that they're raising prices on, which is fucking crazy. I don't think anyone's gonna buy an Xbox right now anyway. Wait, what? Why are you gonna buy an Xbox? Like, right now, you know? I think it's part of also, I think it's a strategic part of driving people to subscribe to Game Pass. Think about it, right? If you raise the game prices from $70 to $80, what are you gonna think as a consumer? Oh, is there a cheaper alternative? Yeah, there is a cheaper alternative. 1, wait for a sale. 2, go to third-party websites. 3, subscribe to Game Pass for a flat fee to get games for free. Sorry, not for free. For free. For free, okay? You may watch the documentary I linked in the History Channel. I saw you linked it. And I'm assuming it's because yesterday was the anniversary of the Vietnam War's end. Is why Netflix has it. Watch Turning Point: The Vietnam War. This thought-provoking documentary series examines the harrowing consequences of the Vietnam War and the Gulf of Tonkin incident. Yes, to the fall of Saigon. Yep, I'll watch it. Shit. Look at this. Exactly what I said earlier, by the way. In announcing its price increases, Microsoft was sure to point out that games purchased on the Xbox Store can be played on both the Xbox and PCs. The company also sells its Xbox Game Pass service, which gives users access to a massive library of titles for a flat fee of between $9.99 and $19.99 per month. Oh my god. During its earnings call Wednesday, Microsoft said Game Pass revenue increased 45% year over year, and that gamers played a record 150 million hours via its cloud options during the quarter. I'm telling you, this is nothing to do with tariffs, for the most part. Sure, they can cite the tariffs as a reason, but when it comes to digital copies or digital downloads, I think that's ridiculous. There's no import tax on digital downloads. That makes no sense to me in any sense of the word sense, right? Like it makes no sense. $80 for a game copy. Oh, how convenient that they have a subscription service to circumvent that $80 per copy. I don't know. That's really scummy. I think they just kind of looked at what Nintendo was doing, was like, hey, what if we tried that? Like, bro. That's basically it, honestly. Next week is the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. I'm assuming. I think that's crazy. But yeah, you know, I actually also read this newspaper article of an organization, at least in the States, that I think yesterday started flying both Vietnam War and World War II veterans out to Washington, D.C. so they can, like, actually visit the, you know, monuments and memorials. You know, and I think we're also approaching that point where I feel like it's been said for a while, but the greatest generation, right, the World War II generation, they're dying out. I mean, they've been dying out for a while, but it's like, for real, I think not very many people left from that generation or era or war. And I think we're starting to approach that same point with the Vietnam War, right? For sure, like World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War. And then after that, I think it's going to be another, what, 40 years, 50 years until we start seeing the last of our generation with the Iraq War, or even like the Gulf War start dying out. Yeah, 8th of May, Tag der Befreiung, called in East Germany. What is Befreiung? What does Befreiung translate to? Let me look. German to English. Befreiung. Liberation. Okay, Befreiung. Befreiung?
Befreiung.
Befreiung. Befreiung. That's what you want. Alright. What else is on the news while we chill? What is this? Soviet-era spacecraft is set to plunge to Earth a half-century after its failed launch to Venus. Oh, Cosmos 482 in 1972. Never made it out of Earth's orbit because of a rocket malfunction. Dutch scientist predicts the failed spacecraft will re-enter around May 10th. It will come crashing in at 150 miles an hour. While not without risk, we should not be too worried. What? The object is relatively small, even if it doesn't break apart. The risk is similar to that of a random meteorite fall, several of which happen each year. You run a bigger risk of getting hit by lightning in your lifetime. That still is like not a non-zero chance of someone getting hit, right? Or a house getting hit. I see. Experts doubt the parachute system will work after so many years. The heat shield may also be compromised after so long in orbit. Yeah, okay. Okay, it could re-enter anywhere between 51.7 degrees north and south latitude, or as far north as London and Edmonton in Alberta, Canada. Almost all the way down to South America's Cape Horn. Okay, buddy. It's gonna land in someone's house. I'm calling it. May Day demonstrations. I think this is what Becca was talking about earlier. Spent coast to coast in 5,000. What was that? 50501. Anti-Trump protests. Yeah, May Day, International Workers' Day. I assumed it was going to happen because May has a lot of labor history. 50501 movement is short for 50 protests, 50 states, and one movement. Okay. Yeah, Labor Day, yeah. And there's a reason, you know, I mean, a lot of labor-related history from the second industrial revolution and such and onwards happened in May. a lot of labor related history seems to happen around May and June, interestingly enough. I wonder if that has to do in a way with seasonal, like seasons for humans, right? Like you don't really labor. I feel like less of the population labors in like the winter, if we're looking at like 18th to 19th century, right? Compared to like summer or spring. Okay. Interesting. There are so many lawsuits happening in the United States right now. It's crazy. What is this? Am I the asshole for ruining my son-in-law's birthday by crying? I, 43-year-old male, am an advanced paramedic in critical care. Okay. My son-in-law... Is that son-in-law?
Yes, that's son-in-law.
But then why does it say 40F?
40 female.
Right, but like, son-in-law is a male. Right? Huh?
Very tiny.
Oh, let me zoom in here.
Okay, I don't know.
Recently, my son-in-law, 40F.
Sister-in-law.
Oh, it's sister-in-law. Okay, I was like, I was so confused. Okay, well, you have several German revolutions in November. Yeah, November is also a pretty interesting month for Mexico, Russia, Germany, the UK, East Asia. May, November, June. Lots of things there. Okay, sister-in-law booked a meal at a nice restaurant to celebrate her birthday. I initially told my partner, 44 male, I couldn't go as I had a 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. shift that day. Understandable. However, he really wanted me to go, so I got my shift changed from ambulance crew to EOC, thinking it would decrease the chance of being too late or too drained to go. The shift was awful. My country's healthcare system is extremely overburdened. I wonder which country they're talking about. And I had to make a lot of difficult decisions prioritizing calls. Near the end of my shift, I had to input on a complex, distressing call, which took almost 2 hours. I left work 90 minutes late and got to the restaurant about 20 minutes late, in uniform and very tired. When I arrived, sister-in-law sarcastically said it was nice of me to finally show up and to make such an effort with my clothes. Really? I apologized, saying I had a call that overran. My partner asked about the call, and I said I didn't want to discuss it as it was upsetting, probably inappropriate for sister-in-law's daughter, 8-year-old female, to hear. Brother-in-law, 38-year-old male, said it was just a call and I wasn't actually there, so if I'm gonna use it as an excuse to disrespect his wife, I should tell them what happened. What? Yo, okay. I said it wasn't an excuse. I couldn't just hang up emergency calls when I felt like it. And sister-in-law said I shouldn't have taken the call when I knew I had to leave. What? I said I was the only AP on duty, so what was I supposed to do? Make a junior dispatcher do my job for me? Sister-in-law said not everything was about me or how important and special my job is, especially not her birthday. I was honestly so overwhelmed, I started crying, although I know it was probably an overreaction. What? I was also really embarrassed as I don't cry in front of others, so I went to the toilet to calm down. My partner came to check on me. I said I just wanted to go home. He said it was fine. He was explaining to sister-in-law and brother-in-law, so I left. When he got home later, he said sister-in-law and brother-in-law were furious I ruined the meal by making it about me. As they felt I should have made sure I was on time and out of uniform. At least been more understanding about why sister-in-law was upset. I said sister-in-law made it about me by being rude over a 20-minute delay when I was clearly exhausted, and he said I couldn't expect others to manage my stress for me when I chose a high-stress job. I said I was managing my stress when I said I couldn't go, and he said he also has a stressful job and doesn't use it as an excuse to flake on his family. Okay. He wants me to apologize to the sister-in-law, and I'm still hurt over the situation. However, I feel really bad for ruining the meal. I'm worried did I overreact and make everybody cater to my emotions? Am I the asshole? So wait, his partner is telling him he should apologize? Yeah, okay, yeah, his partners. Also, not the asshole, yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck is it? It's yeah, they owe you an apology. Yeah, what the hell? This guy's right. They owe you an apology. Just showing him after that kind of shit was huge. They acted like he wasn't allowed to be here just because he's good under pressure. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Am I the asshole for
yes,
expecting my
streamer
to pay me?
Yes. And thank you for the 100 videos. Sorry, I don't make the rules around here. Even though I made the rules with the pen and paper. But yes. 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 Yeah, I don't know why this guy thinks he's the asshole for quote-unquote ruining a birthday party by crying because they're bullying him. Yeah, I don't get it. What's up, Neff, you stingy bastard? I'm not stingy. Hey. I'm not the one that works in private equity. I'm doing great. I have that announcement to make. Probably I'll do it tomorrow, just to be safe. But I'll tell you right now, if you want Cinex and Shinzu and Becca, whoever else may be in YouTube chat. You're paid to be stingy, there's a difference. Me too. Hello, turtle. What's up, bitch? But yeah, I'll probably make the announcement tomorrow, just to be safe in Discord and stuff and show socials. But I'll say it right now. So Twitch has invited us to the Together for AAPI Voices, Asian American Pacific Islander Voices campaign. They usually did it for the past few years only for the month of May, but they're gonna feature us on the Twitch front page for like an entire year until next year. So that's pretty exciting. But I'm still kind of waiting on them to like okay the socials and announcements and shit until I say anything. I think part of it's not even activated yet, judging by the directory. That's cool, but why you? Why not me? See next. I've been in the program for like 3 years. Yo, what's up, Sacred? How are you? But no, I don't think this guy's the asshole. There's no way. Let's see. What else is here? What? Hold up. I'm doing great. Huh. What is this? Am I the asshole for ruining my boyfriend's family dinner by bringing my own food? What? I'm 28 years old, and I have been with my boyfriend for about a year. Okay. I have several food allergies: gluten, dairy, and shellfish. That's not several. That's like half the food, bro. You know what I mean? Like, dairy, gluten. That's like shellfish. That's like shrimp and lobster, crab. Dairy's like milk, yogurt. There's so much dairy everywhere. and there's gluten in everything, so that's like, bro, it's rough. My boyfriend's family invited me over for a big homemade dinner. I told his mom ahead of time that I have allergies. They already know this, but I remember them because I've had a couple of incidents with them because of this, and she said, "Don't worry, we'll have something for you." Okay. When I got there, everything had at least one ingredient I couldn't eat. I didn't want to make a fuss or go home or go hungry, so I discreetly pulled out a Tupperware meal I made at home and started eating it. My boyfriend's mom looked offended and said I was being disrespectful and that I didn't trust her cooking. Later, my boyfriend told me I embarrassed him, should have just eaten around the allergens to keep the peace. Oh, that's so good. All right. Easy, not the asshole. They're offended that you're not giving yourself allergic reactions. Okay. Their excuse is that since we don't see them very often, it's just, what? An effort? Okay. Can you eat around an allergic ingredient? No, right? Because once you cook it, the ingredient seeps into the other shit, the rest of the food. What? Okay, what? I guess it depends on the dish, right? What if you have a cheese allergy? Hold on. Look at this. Look at this. Let's say you have a cheese allergy, but you don't eat the cheese on the salad. You just eat the greens. You know what I mean? No. I know it's mixed, Mecca, but like, what if you like brush off the cheese? You know what I mean? Like, how would a microscopic amount of cheese still cause a cheese allergy reaction? You know what I mean? When are you getting these chickens though? I must know. So, okay, so we were gonna get specific breeds, like the Australorp, Orpington, and a Sapphire Gem. One of each. Similar in color, similar in temperament, and those three breeds lay the most eggs in a year, on average. And they're also hardy against winter season. So we called today, and they were like, they have to like wait at least a few weeks. Like, we have to wait potentially a few weeks to 2 months to get an order on the blue Orpington and the blue Sapphire Gem chickens. And they said, you know, maybe we should come by tomorrow and do a walk-in to like see if they have those chickens or not, or like maybe other chickens that are similar. So we're gonna go tomorrow in the morning, Becca and me, to pick out 3 chickens, and if we do find 3 chickens we really like and know the egg count for and all that shit, we'll ask them if they can like hold them until like what, Monday, because our coop's not here yet and we still gotta like set it all up, right? We gotta get the hay, we gotta get the coop, gotta get the feeder, all that shit. No chicks. And they are cute, but also they look delicious. Hopefully Rosie and Tulip hunt the chickens down for the content, of course. Won't that be classed as animal abuse? You know what I mean? Because you knowingly set the ferrets loose. Also, yeah, I feel like if you can get chicks, so let's say we want 3 chickens. You should get 6 chicks, because 50-50 chance a chick's gonna die. So, like, if you look at those statistics, 3 chicks. I don't know what's with chicks, but so many of them can die from like so many little things, and an entire like hatchery of chicks can't like survive. Like, there's always a casualty. Always a casualty. It's so bizarre. But anyway, if you picked out all the cheese from all these leaves, what if? Would you still have an allergic reaction? I don't know. But I don't know. I don't think they needed to like say it was disrespectful. But also, who carries around Tupperware of food? You know what I mean? Was she prepared? Just in case? Or does she always have a Tupperware?
No, she took it specifically for the dinner.
Oh, okay. Let's see. What is this? Someone called the subreddit labeled this as an asshole. Okay. Interesting. YouTube doesn't mind. Wow. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I won't be her maid of honor because she didn't come to my wedding due to her dog dying? You know what I mean? Okay, interesting. Yo, what's up, Viking? How are you? Hello, hello. Oh my god, Viking's so cool. She has a motorcycle. I want to buy a motorcycle so bad to biking and ride around, you know, and enjoy the motorcycle gang over in America. But Becca thinks I'm gonna die. Turtle and Becca think I'm gonna die. I got Scoots when she was literally a day old. Damn, it's a very young turtle. I want a motorcycle so bad. A Harley Davidson. Vroom. Why would I do something dumb? In the US, you might die. Why? Just because I joined the motorcycle club doesn't mean I'm an outlaw. Becca. That's a stereotype. It's a very harmful stereotype. Alright, so... I, 28-year-old female, got married last year. It was a small but beautiful ceremony with our closest family and friends. My older sister, 32-year-old female, and I always had a complicated relationship. We're close, but she's also extremely emotional and kind of dramatic. She was supposed to be my maid of honor. 2 days before my wedding, her 14-year-old dog passed away unexpectedly. I was obviously sympathetic, but she called me sobbing, saying she couldn't emotionally handle coming to the wedding because she was too devastated. I tried to talk her down, even offered to have someone bring her home early if it was too much, but she refused and didn't show up. It hurt. A lot. She missed one of the biggest days of my life, and I had no maid of honor. We didn't talk much after that. A few months ago, she got engaged and just last week asked me to be her maid of honor. I told her I couldn't. I said I still felt hurt she missed my wedding, and while I love her, I just couldn't pretend like everything was fine. She got extremely upset, said I was being cold and petty, and that her dog was like her child. Our parents are pressuring me to just be the bigger person. Am I the asshole for saying no? What? What? No. What the fuck? Hold on. What? Why are people saying she's the asshole, dude? If you're doing this out of spite, then you're the asshole. If you're sincerely declined because you don't want to uphold all the duties and obligations of being the maid of honor, then not the asshole. What? What the fuck? It doesn't matter reason, spite or not, anyone is allowed to decline being someone's maid of honor without being judged and an asshole for saying no. No, not the asshole. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. I don't think there's anything wrong here. Inherently wrong here, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so her sister was supposed to be her maid of honor, but then her dog died 2 days before the wedding. 2 days before the wedding. I'm just like, okay, why can't they not integrate the dog dying into the wedding somehow in some way, in some special manner? Also, the fact that there was like no communication at all after the wedding, it's clear that they just maybe don't like each other. I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of weird. Dude, if my dog died 2 days before the wedding, no! Turtle, you have to come to my wedding. You have to be my maid of honor. Wait, do I get a maid of honor? What do I get? Do I get anything? Do I get anything? I don't think men really get anything, but you have to take courses, tests, and have a specific license to drive a motorcycle here. Don't get a Harley? Why not? Not a good starter bike. No, I've ridden bikes before. I've driven bikes before. Not in the States, but like, you know what I mean? A Ducati Monster. Ducatis are nice. Ducatis, but something about a Harley with the high handlebar ones. Oh my god, so cool. Here you need lots of courses and 2 tests. You tipped my number 2 weeks ago. On the turn? You're the maid of honor? No. Do I get a maid of honor? Oh, I get a best man. Oh, right. Best man and groomsman for the groom. Maid of honor and bridesmaid for the bride. I feel like, why can't we add a best man for the wife as well, and the maid of, like, you know what I mean? Do both. Like both. Oh, why are you zooming in? Go away. Why not have both a maid of honor and a best man for each person? That makes more sense to me. It's like, you know what I mean? You're a groomsman and you're a friend's wedding. What? Okay. Okay, so people are arguing about this. Oh my god, people have so much stuff to say about this. What do you think, Becca? Asshole or not the asshole?
Not the asshole, honestly. As far as I'm concerned, anyone can decline those roles, maid of honor, bridesmaid, groomsman, best man, for any reason they choose. Like, just because somebody asks you to fill that role doesn't mean you're required to do so. So
Is it supposed to be a big thing, though?
if, like, her sister didn't show up to the wedding because of whatever reason, and she was just like, no, I'd rather not see a maid of honor, that would be okay too. Like, it's okay to say no.
Okay. I actually agree with a commenter here. I could be wrong, but this doesn't sound spiteful to me. Spiteful would be her agreeing to do it, then dropping out 2 days beforehand. I agree. I don't... You know what I mean? And someone else said, no, really being spiteful would be agreeing to do it and then going dress shopping with her and saying, don't you remember how beautiful my dress was? All right, you don't, because you didn't show up at the wedding. Helping plan the menu and choose a cake and saying, this reminds me of the food at my wedding. Don't you remember? Oh, right. Going to the wedding, liking it for all the pictures and then not smiling. When sister gets the pictures back and asks why, saying, well, whatever picture was taken, I can only think about how you aren't in a single one of my pictures. That's true. Honestly, that's being spiteful to me, in my opinion. Sacred and I couldn't go to a wedding this year because Mirage almost fucking died by Squeaker Toy. Yeah, you told me about it. I was like, again? And then it was like a buttload of money. And then your roof got fucked up by the wind. That I also remember. That was fucked up. Oh, Gurr somehow slid a window open and barged through the screen. And we had to get him in the neighborhood. We had to hunt him down in the neighborhood. So that was pretty annoying today. Hello, Bloodline. We're getting him neutered. When? Next Friday? Next Friday. Yeah. Welcome back, Shinzu. Welcome back.
Yeah.
OP's sister bailed on her 2 days before OP's wedding because she didn't feel she could emotionally handle attending, which greatly upset OP. Bailed, her dog died. She gave her sister notice. Should she have just ignored her grief? Okay, here's what I think. I think they just have no communication. Like, look at this. You know what I mean? We didn't talk much after my wedding. Like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck's going on here? You just don't talk to each other after the wedding or whatever. And then, like, a few months ago, she got engaged, and then 3 weeks. Well, hold on. So she got engaged a few months ago, and only talked to her sister about it to be her maid of honor. Almost 3 months later. That makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's crazy. What is this? Custard. Oh, yes, all right. This seems so, like, generic. What the? What? What is this? Someone owes me money, told me to sell something for them. I pocket the money, and they still owe me a lot. But they claim I'm stealing from them. No, that's whatever. What is this? Uh-oh. Family drama. Am I the asshole for kicking my mother out of our house for making comments about my wife's pregnancy? What could possibly make you kick your mom out of the house for... What are the comments? My wife has severe anxiety about this pregnancy. Yes, okay. She's been seeing a therapist. My mom began talking about how hopefully this one's born healthy, mentally and physically, implying about our son's autism. I instantly shut her down and said that's not even on our minds. She made a comment saying it should be, and my father told her to stop. Okay, yeah, I mean, the father was like, yo, bro, what the fuck? A little later on, she started talking again, asking if my wife's considered high risk because she's of her age, then went on to say how she'll be praying for us because it's more likely to happen if it's happened before. My wife's age plays a factor now as well. Okay. Huh. I then said, okay, I think it's time for you to leave. She got upset and said what she said was kind. What? What the fuck? And I said, I already told you not to bring it up. We got into a huge argument, but she did end up leaving. My father apologized to her. You know you fucked up when your spouse is apologizing for you, know what I mean? Like, later that night, my mom started texting me, calling me an asshole, and said she couldn't believe I would kick her out of my house for saying she'd pray for me and how badly I broke her heart tonight. She went on a rant saying how this isn't how she raised me. She texted me again today saying she's still waiting for an apology. What the?
Absolutely not.
Is this person the asshole? And people are saying no, not the asshole.
The mom is a huge asshole.
Well, I think, yeah, obviously, but like when her husband is apologizing for her, that's like, you already lost. You know what I mean? In a way, you're already lost. Like, well, what are you doing? Why do you keep doubling down? Huh. And she just kept at it. Am I the asshole for refusing to change someone's baby's diaper? What? Okay. Huh. Ah.
I hope your and Becca's wedding goes better than the one we had. You know, with you cheating on me with fatal within hours of the ceremony. But I'll pray for you.
First off, I wasn't cheating. It was just business. It was just business. Mother-in-law was 100% the asshole. What is this? Am I the asshole for refusing to do a DNA test to confirm if my father is the father of another child? What? Okay. Okay, so this lady is claiming this poster's dad was her lover and baby daddy. And since the father has like closed her off, the poster was approached by the woman asking for a DNA test. This sounds kind of shady. Huh. There's still Elias. You don't have high hopes. We're gonna have an open bar at the wedding. And a bunch of other things, I think. A bunch of other things. Like a piñata.
I'm not getting a piñata.
Why not?
This is not a child's birthday party.
Hold on. It's not just a piñata from like Walmart or whatever. It's gonna be a big ass piñata everyone can beat up. Like I'm talking about like a gargantuan piñata, the size of like
bar.
the size of half a football field.
That everyone can hit at the same time. Surely nothing will.
Nothing's gonna go. What's gonna go wrong? What's gonna go wrong? No blindfolds. No blindfolds. Just it's kind of like the purge, where you kind of like let people vent on the piñata at the wedding with alcohol, with open bar. Okay, well,
bad idea.
I think it's a great idea. So. What is this? Am I the asshole for refusing to do house chores after my mom said only girls should do them? Why do women hate other women? That's the funniest shit ever. What? Okay. All right. I am a 22-year-old female living at home with my parents and siblings, including my brothers who are 23 years old, 21, and 18, and my younger sister who's probably a minor. The house needed a deep clean, and I suggested that it would be faster and fairer if everyone pitched in, not just the girls. My mom actually agreed at first and said that sounds like a good idea. I was actually surprised and thought we were all on the same page. But then she told me to start by vacuuming all the carpets and told my sister to do some other chores around the house. We got to work, but I just started wondering when my brothers wouldn't be called in to help. They were just playing video games in the other room the whole time. I asked her about it, and she basically told me to be quiet and just do the work. When I said it didn't feel fair that she was only making the girls do the chores, she got mad and said something like, "Never in my life have I seen a girl act like this. Aren't you embarrassed?" I reminded her that she agreed the boys should help too, and she responded, "I never said we would actually do that. They're boys. You and your sister are girls. This is your job." To give some context, my family believes that men should work outside and women should do the inside work. My brothers are adults now, but they don't have jobs, are not expected to do either the man's job or woman's job. They're free to sit around and play video games and don't have to help anyone, while my sister and I do all the work. Okay. I even tried to ask my dad to step in, but he just ignored me and kind of mocked me. At this point, I've stopped doing the chores out of protest. My mom is now really angry at me and thinks I'm being disrespectful and lazy. Huh. I feel like I'm just standing in for what's fair, but part of me wonders if I'm being a jerk by refusing to help. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? Okay, so... Okay, you're an asshole for living with your parents at 22. Get a job, you're a millennial. What? Why are you talking like a... Why are you talking like a white American here, Cinex? You know what I mean? Most people or cultures live in the same household, you know, with like 2 or 3 generations, you know what I mean? This is exactly why we have so many grown men expect wives to do everything around the house, raise a kid and work a full-time job. So, okay. I don't think she's an asshole, but I don't think this should be based on... This premise is based on sex. I think the mom kinda has the authority to have or ask this poster to do chores. Is it unfair? Yes. Is it their house? Yeah, unfortunately, yes. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. Like if this was about chores and who should do them and who should only do them, yeah, whatever. But because it's predicated on sex, yeah, she's not the asshole, obviously, right? You know what I mean? Does anyone see my logic here? Yeah, and they're all fucking miserable from generation trauma. Okay, I think that depends on the family, or you know what I mean? What is this? Am I the asshole here? Asshole here or asshole? I always see this different versions of this. For not canceling my 7-week backpack trip, I paid $3,000 for it to be at home during my father's medical issue. Okay. I just started my backpacking trip typing this from Rome. My dad in the last couple of days had a 125 resting BPM while we were in Italy together. He is currently at the hospital. I am flying home with him in 2 days because he wants emotional support, but I also want to come back to Europe to continue my travels because he is stable and doing okay now. He did not have a heart attack. However, he's saying I can't go back and I need to be here to help him with his work in case something happens. I don't want to forfeit my entire trip for this, and given that he is stable and okay, I don't think it's necessary for me to do that. Am I the asshole here? I currently work for him at his company and wants to take a step back to retire, and I'll definitely hinder that opportunity if I chose to stay. Been in a bad place mentally lately and truly think this trip is beneficial for my well-being and experiencing new things. Going back to a desk job because of this and losing the money does not sound appealing. Why not just talk to him? Right? You know what I mean? Like, what? But also, on the other hand, it's like, how old is his dad? And how long did they have together? Also, yeah, exactly what this guy is saying. What is the doctor saying? Is it safe to fly alone? Does he need to take off work? Do you have to cover for him at work? You know what I mean? Okay. What? Am I the asshole for ditching lunch with friends because one of them brought a dog? What? Huh? Okay. I have trauma. Okay, here it is. For some background, I'm trauma related to dogs and being bitten as a kid. And to this day, I get very, very anxious and scared around dogs, even smaller ones. I told my friend this when I found out she was a dog person and owned two. And we've always organized things that I pretty much wouldn't be around them. Okay. She always respected my boundaries and made efforts to make me comfortable. But that day, she came to lunch with a very large dog. And as soon as I saw it, I felt so uneasy. We had a table outside the restaurant, so the dog would be next to us the whole time we ate. And that thought really made me panic. Another friend noticed I was very on edge and asked if I was fine. I told him I was sorry I had to leave. He made the connection with the dog and said it was totally fine and understood. Okay, I hadn't ordered yet, so I just told everyone bye and left. Everyone seemed chill about me leaving, but later on I got a text from my friend, the dog owner, telling me she felt really disappointed I ditched him just because she brought her dog. She said I overreacted, that she understands I get stressed, but that dog is well trained and well mannered. Now I haven't even noticed it being there after a while. Okay. She said my reaction seemed over the top and disrespectful. Now I'm not sure, like, of course I don't blame her for bringing her dog, that's a me problem, she shouldn't always have to accommodate me. I don't know. I thought me leaving was fine, but I'm worried I might have actually offended her in some way. Am I the asshole?
No. She didn't make a scene. She didn't throw a fit about it. Didn't make a big deal. She was uncomfortable with the situation, so she very quietly and politely excused herself.
And that's why you say she's not the asshole?
She didn't tell the friend, you know, don't bring your dog here. Like, she didn't make a big deal. She didn't cause a scene. She didn't disrespect anybody. She simply realized that she was in a situation that made her very uncomfortable, so she politely and quietly excused herself.
Okay. Fair enough. I wonder how big the dog was. Because I feel like every time people look at Gurr, I don't know if you guys can see him. He's right. Wait, I guess you can't see him. He's like in the blind spot. But like, they just say, oh my god, what a big dog. And I'm like thinking to myself, he's not big. He's so fucking small. He's a fucking poodle, chihuahua thing. Okay. What is this? Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my sister back for our meal? What? My sister and I visited Grilled a few days ago. Grilled has a Mad Bun Day promotion where if you spend $20, you get a free burger. She ordered her own lunch, and because she spent $20, I was able to avail the promotion and get a free burger for me. Okay. To explain, she had her own food paid for, and my burger was free because of the promotion. It didn't cost her anything extra. Now she's asking me to pay her $20, saying that I owe her for dinner. What? But from my point of view, I didn't order anything that she paid for. She ordered her own stuff and paid for it herself. I get the free burger promotion and that's it. And besides, I'm in a bit of a tight financial spot without a job. I'm looking, and $20 makes a huge difference to me right now. She says I'm being an asshole for not paying her, but I don't think I have to when it didn't cost her anything. Edit, it was my coupon. She didn't plan to take the burger home because she didn't know about the coupon until I used it. Update, thanks for all the opinions. I just paid her $10. What? Huh? How's she or how is he or she the asshole? You're the asshole. You only get the burger because your sister spends her money. What? Are these people crazy?
Yeah.
But she's gonna spend the $20 anyway, and didn't know anything about the coupon. What the fuck's going on here? Are these people crazy, dude? What? You're the asshole because your sister spent the $20 she was gonna spend anyway to get the free burger that she didn't know about? Paying $20 seems not fair to me. What? What? Wonder why OP didn't just tell her sister about the coupon. Why not say, hey sis, let's order $20 worth of stuff and get this free burger too. I'll eat the burger, you order what you want, we can share some fries and our meals will only cost $10 each. It's weird she wasn't upfront about the coupon. Because instead of having a generous, openly sharing mindset, OP has a sneaky, taking advantage mindset. He is a user. He owes her $10. What? What are these people on about? What? Am I crazy? Exactly, this OP is over here acting like Ebenezer Scrooge over $20. You know he intentionally kept that coupon in secret until last possible minute so he could reap the benefit while sis paid for the meal. What? I don't get it.
So now I want burger. Cheeseburger sounds really good.
Dude, are these people for real? Just split $10. Why? I don't understand, dude. You're the asshole who goes out to eat in the first place. So you have no money. It's their sister. What the hell's going on, dude? I'm so shocked right now.
Never once has me or my sisters paid for a meal and then hit the other one up and was like, hey, you owe me for that meal I paid for. So that's real weird to me.
No, okay. I'm just shocked because like the sister spent the $20 anyway.
Yeah.
And the person had a coupon or whatever for a free burger if the sister spent $20 anyway. And people are calling this person the asshole. I don't understand. So, but like all these responses are like, you're the asshole or give her $10. I'm like, why? Am I like disconnected from society? Like, you know what I mean? Like most of these, except this one guy, is like saying you're the asshole. What the fuck? What? I have to respond to this post. What is the next thing? Again, get a job, you loser. Imagine getting in a fight over a fucking burger. I just, I'm gonna time. I just had to respond to this, even though I never do. post much on Reddit.
How long ago was this posted?
Like 3 days ago. Most of these people saying are just straight up crazy, dude. Like, what the fuck? Your sister was gonna, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, and you gotta use a coupon if she does, and what? And I don't know, dude. I just don't think these people are real. These are real people, dude. Like, what the? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't even sound like he or she pressured the sister to spend the $20. That's crazy, dude. Absolutely crazy. I think our society is broken, Chad. It's over.
Of course,
What the fuck? Am I the asshole for declining invitation? Oh no! Uh-oh. Pet drama. Am I the asshole for telling my roommate to get rid of a kitten? I have a house and rent out one of the rooms I don't use. I currently have 2 dogs, and a friend of a friend was looking for a place to stay. She said she had a cat, and one of my dogs isn't cat-friendly. I told her as long as she's fine keeping the cat in her room for the majority of the day, I don't mind the cat. A couple months go by as I'm parking, and I noticed 2 cats in her window. 2 cats! I asked her about it, she said she's just watching for a couple days and the second cat isn't hers. That turned out to be a lie as days turned into months. She said the previous owner of the cat can't keep it and will have to go to a shelter if she doesn't take it in. I wasn't too happy, but after talking to some friends, I thought, what's one more cat gonna do? She seems to take good care of her cat. If she's fine keeping both in the room, I'll live. One cat was a female and the other was a male. And I asked if both or one is fixed, and she said they both were fixed. Anyways, we've been living together for a little over a year now. 2 months ago, she comes home from work and texts me saying her cat just gave birth, and she didn't know she was pregnant. I was very annoyed because she told me her cats were fixed. How did she get pregnant? I told her she needs to get rid of the cat ASAP, as I don't want a third cat living here. That's 5 animals in one house. She told me she doesn't want a third cat either, and her mom will take it in. Okay. About 3 weeks passed, and I asked her when is her mom going to get the kitten, and she says her mom can't take the cat anymore. I told her I don't care who takes the cat, I just want it gone by the end of the month. It's been 2 months. Every time I ask her, she just says she can't find a home for the cat. Today I told her if she doesn't get rid of the cat by the end of next month, I'll have to kick her out. And it turned into our argument. I told her I'm not going to change my mind. I'm still not wanting another animal in my house, and told her it's not fair to keep 3 cats in a tiny bedroom all day. That's true. It's gross and unsanitary. That's also true. She ended up going to her room and said I'm being an asshole since she's trying to get rid of it. I feel as though I've given her plenty of time to find a new home for the cat. Some of my friends say I shouldn't be too hard, and some agree with me. Okay. She first told me her cat gave birth. I asked her how, because her cats were fixed. She said she thought they were. Bruh. She says she's trying to get an appointment, but hasn't even made an appointment to get her cats fixed. Yeah, she's the asshole, dude. 3 cats? Are you serious? It's crazy. Also, 2 cats without telling her that it was going to be more than 1 cat. I don't know, man. Yeah, just... If she's lied multiple times about the cats. It's kind of animal abuse in a way if you just confine them to one room.
It's neglect.
Yeah, it's neglect or abuse somewhere in the realm. And it doesn't seem like she takes very good care of their health, especially when she doesn't even know that they're fixed. How do you not know?
Or that her cat is pregnant.
Right. How do you not?
If she's totally spending all her time in this one room with these cats, she would know if that cat was pregnant. Right? If she's
right.
taking care of it, petting it daily, observing it, you would notice that the cat was getting unusually fat in an odd way. And if you're petting it, you would feel the bulge and the kittens inside the belly. Like,
Yeah. I feel like... I don't know. Just the lies.
like the roommate did a bit of lying to try and manipulate
Yeah.
OP.
What's on the news? When did I move out my parents? 16. So yeah, I was 2 years ahead of the next right there. Easy. Easy peasy. $16. For college? Kind of. Kind of. Left the country. Oh. We were talking about this earlier. Microsoft raising games to $80. Fuck me. So greedy, bro. It's crazy. What happened here? Mike Waltz. What? He's been ousted as National Security Advisor, but ambassador to the United Nations. That's so good. Oh my god. Okay. Interesting. The interim Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, will serve as National Security Advisor. Okay. Interesting. Things are getting so interesting. What? No way. No way. Coal CEO fired for funneling business to a romantic partner? What? What the? Bruh. Bruh. I gotta read this. This is pretty funny. Come on. What? How about this one? Used to buy and sell textbooks on campus and made decent money from day trading as well. Alright, so next, alright. Hustling out there. Ford CEO does the math. Oh god, it's an audio recording. Oh, let's go! AI trade! Heck. I'm gonna plant more things later, by the way, after stream. plant more things, seedlings. Dude, transplant the vegetables and stuff. Our garden's going amazing, by the way. And we also just got a 14 cubic foot freezer into the garage. Easy. Actually, where's that thing coming along? The shipment. What? Okay, things seem stuck. Let's see. U.S. Health Department plans to require placebo testing for all vaccines. Okay. Huh. Huh, okay. Some bioethics being raised here. Brazilian nun who was the world's oldest person has died. Bruh. Brazilian nun who was the world's oldest person has died at 116 years old. Wow. Sister Ina Canavaro, the Brazilian nun and teacher who was the world's oldest person, has died at 116. Died of natural causes, said her Teresian nun congregation, the Company of St. Teresa of Jesus. She was confirmed in January as the world's oldest person by LongeviQuest, an organization that tracks supercentenarians around the globe. She would have turned 117 on May 27th. According to LongeviQuest, the world's oldest person is now Ethel Caterham, a 115-year-old British woman. Interesting. Her great-grandfather was a famed Brazilian general who took up arms during the turbulent period following Brazil's independence from Portugal in the 19th century. Okay. For her 110th birthday, she was honored by the late Pope Francis. She was the second oldest nun ever documented. After Lucia Randon, who was the world's oldest person to her death in 2023 at the age of 118. Okay. And of course, we all know the French woman Jeanne Calment, who died in 1997 at the age of 122. You know, how old do you want to get? I think for me, if I could choose, maybe 131. You know what I mean? 131 years old. No, something seems nice about that number. 131. Maybe 129. Who knows? Funny because that the article specified was natural causes. Well, okay, hold on. You never know. What if it was foul play? You know what I mean? What if it was like murder or some shit? Or what if it was poison? What if it was like something else? You know. Also, when we say natural causes, we just mean like the death of all the cells, right? Because I feel like some countries define natural causes differently. Like in one country, it could be like, oh, it was a heart failure. And another country would be like, no, that's natural causes. You know what I mean? Like we didn't think it was a drive-by or bungee accident. Hey, you never know. Scientists make discovery that upends our beliefs about how cells divide. Okay. Interesting. Oh shit, I can't get rid of it. Micro patterning. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool discovery. It is the shape of a parent cell before they've been divided that can determine if they will round or not in division, and determine how symmetric or not its daughter cells will be. However, cells that are longer and thinner don't round up and divide asymmetrically, so that one daughter is different from the other, which could change basic cell education in science classes. In the context of cancer cells, this type of non-round asymmetric division could generate different cell behaviors known to promote cancer progression through metastasis. Interesting. That's a pretty cool discovery, dude. What the fuck? So mitosis is just not as simple as we were taught. Someone ordered a hit so they can try to take the record. Well, I think that's about it on the news for now. Maybe. I don't know if there's anything else going on right now. No. The 115-year-old had mafia connects? You never know. What's next? What time is it? Oh, it's 7 o'clock already. Yeah, today was... I just wanted to hang out. I just wanted to just chill. So we'll read one more MIDS. We'll get a good one, and then we'll wrap it up. And tomorrow we're back to our regular streaming after we maybe get our chickens ordered. Maybe we get 3 chickens. 3 big plump chickens. We're gonna have free eggs. Kind of. It's not really free. Kind of. I mean, it's free, right?
No payoff.
Right? I mean, the biggest cost for chickens is the coop. I think I paid like, how much was it? $360 for the coop with the run. And that's the biggest cost. I think a hen is anywhere between $20 to $50 a piece, depending on the breed.
And all the things we still have to get for the chicken.
Well, from researching the feed, it seems like a 30-40 pound bag for about $20 to $35 can last like months for 3 chickens. Huh?
I do. And yes, a 50-pound bag of food is cheaper than Gur's 40-pound bag of food.
Yeah, and he doesn't even do it. He doesn't even lay eggs. Why do you lay eggs, Gur? Wait, can you guys see him? He's right there. Damn, he's in the blind spot for real. I should probably take care of that blind spot. What if there's a robber, or you know, just like crawl on the floor in that area, and no one sees it. Anyway. Am I the asshole for telling my mom to fuck off? Whoa, Becca, what happened to the other mom being an asshole, but here you're like, the kid's an asshole?
I don't know its context. That's why I didn't say an answer definitively.
This guy's username is Dank Vader 42069. What the fuck? That's so cool. See, kids these days still do use dank or whatever the term is now. I don't know. Huh?
Are they hidden?
They're 23. Am I the asshole for refusing to have siblings? Where's this? What is this? Fam, oh my god, okay. Am I the asshole if I have a conversation with my mother-in-law about this? I'm a 35-year-old female, and my husband, we'll call him Will, is a 35-year-old male. And we have a 3-year-old little girl, our daughter, that we'll call Stella. Like, the wine? Alright, whatever. We've been married 10 years. I feel like my mother-in-law doesn't like me and continually treats me and my husband not like a married unit, but rather consistently treats my husband great and me like I'm not a member of the family. My thoughts are, if she couldn't afford it, she could have been a bit more inclusive and said, hey, I'll give you guys such and such amount towards the vacation, but the rest is on you guys. Instead of being like, I'll pay for you, but not her. It's not a very nice or good feeling to feel like you're treated like the random person your son is married to. And that's how I feel I'm treated rather than a daughter-in-law. For example, I get completely ignored by mother-in-law on Mother's Day, and my mother-in-law makes a huge deal of my husband on Father's Day. Recently, my mother-in-law wanted to plan a family vacation with my father-in-law, sister-in-law, husband, myself, and our daughter. She told my husband she would pay for his portion, but I had to pay for myself. The combination of her ignoring me on Mother's Day, my birthday as well, and now not paying for us together as a married couple, I can't help but feel she treats me like an outsider and deep down hates me. I feel like when you're married, you don't separate out the two for occasions like a paid vacation. You either pay for both as a couple or no one. To me, that's the equivalent of us both being invited to dinner by my mother-in-law, and then her only paying for my husband and saying, oh, you have to pay for yourself. It's just plain hurtful. Am I the asshole if I have a conversation with my mother-in-law about this? The vacation thing really did hurt my feelings. I could be the asshole for putting my mother-in-law on the spot. And people labeled this post as asshole.
What?
Yeah.
For asking if she should have a conversation with her mother-in-law?
Yeah. It's labeled asshole. Oh, what the fuck?
People suck.
Info. Why isn't your husband talking to his mother about this issue himself? This is the only question and conversation should be having. What? It's funny that this is the only question in these comments that she's avoiding. Okay. What? Where's your husband in all this? Is he okay with how his mom makes you feel? You should be having a conversation with your husband about it all. He should be having the conversation with his mom. What? Okay. The person you need to be having a conversation with is your husband. Okay. Interesting. Mother's Day, you're not her mother or her daughter, you're the asshole. What? What the fuck? Alright, birthday. Mother-in-law is the asshole. Okay. They're being fair. Trip, you're the asshole, who gives a fuck? Even if she's paying for him and not you, half your vacation is paid for. You should have asked her then and there what the fuck was going on. The moment has passed. Next time she tells something like this is when you need to speak up. Huh. Someone said, I know it can feel bad, and I'll probably be an outlier, but I think you will be the asshole. She doesn't owe you a close relationship. I know you may have an idea of what a mother-in-law should act like, but it's not everyone's relationship. It sounds like she's cordial, and that can be enough for some people. Huh. Your in-laws don't owe you paid vacations because you're married. The birthday thing is rude, the Mother's Day thing is rude, but your husband tolerated it. So they have learned by his acceptance. Not the asshole, but your husband needs to be having this conversation with his mother. What? I don't know, man. You have a husband problem. Okay, so what do you think, Becca?
I think that he was trying to be really mature about this, to have a conversation with the mother-in-law about how it's making her feel. Granted, I do feel like the husband should have already said something much earlier in their relationship, because no doubt this has been going on the entire time. So the husband sucks, the commenters are assholes, and I don't know, hopefully she had that conversation anyways. Because the mother-in-law sounds like a bitch.
Huh. Soldier Ron says the commenters are ignoring the attitude and the OP should 100% have a conversation with the mother-in-law. Oh, you're saying the OP should have a conversation with the mother-in-law, or the OP should ask the husband to have the conversation with the mother-in-law?
I'm saying the husband should have already been having the conversation with his mother from the beginning, because this is definitely not a new situation.
Right, but let's talk about now what they should do, because it's already late for whatever should have happened in the past, right? What should happen now?
She shouldn't have a conversation with the mother-in-law. It's been her mother-in-law for 10 years. She is the mother of the grandchildren. Like, I think that she should have that conversation. Clearly, the husband's not going to do it.
Okay. So you don't think she should ask the husband?
No.
Why?
Because he should have already stepped up and done something. Clearly, he's not going.
But what if he's just like...
An idiot?
What? A mama's boy?
Like, no. If somebody is mistreating your partner or treating them unfairly, you say something, regardless of relationship.
Okay. Alright. I can see that. Maybe he's just not really aware. You know what I mean? Oh, whoa.
Weaponized incompetence. And one day he's gonna go, the divorce came out of nowhere.
I have never seen this tag. Everyone sucks tag.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That's usually in a situation where...
Everybody's the asshole?
Yeah, everybody just kind of sucks.
Okay. This poster has had emetophobia, fear of growing up since I was little. Really? That's a thing?
I have no idea.
Fear of growing up. That can't be a thing, right? I mean, that's crazy. That's a thing. Intense and irrational fear of vomiting. Huh. There's a phobia for everything. Also, keep in mind that my husband grew up with the mother-in-law, so to him it's normal. Okay, yeah. That's what I was saying. That's like not aware, right? Like, so it's kind of like whatever. He's used to being spoiled. As Becca said, he's the mama's boy. Alright, let's see. Okay, so... He says growing up won't kill you. It's actually good for you. Well, logically, I know these to be true. It doesn't help my phobia. I've been through all this with therapists and friends already. I just need some comfort. He proceeds to say it's not that big of a deal, which really got me upset. I explained I was lacking compassion for my issue. He apologized later, and I took some time and forgave him. 20 minutes later, while we're watching while watching a movie where I take a joke too far, he gets annoyed. I immediately apologize. He then completely shuts down and says he's tired of us arguing. He says he needs space, so I turn back on the movie, which we'll watch for a bit, but he gets on the phone, completely ignoring the movie, so I try to talk things out. Then I try to smooth it over. He just keeps saying he's tired of arguing. I try to explain that the situation what happened where I got upset early wasn't necessarily an argument, but me disagreeing with how he reacted to my concerns. Okay. Backtracks on his previous apology. It really isn't that big of a deal to grow up. Okay. He's gone to the guest room. I'm very confused and feeling crazy. The joke was we were watching Notting Hill, and the running joke that I do is teasing him about attractive art actresses. I said something along the lines of, you want to watch this movie just because of Julia Roberts. Who the hell is Julia Roberts? What? And when she came on the screen saying, there's your girl, you please along with it saying, yes, that's why we're watching the movie. I didn't say it's not like you'd have a shower with her anyways, which is my bad joke. I did not mean that towards him. I love him very much. I mean it as a joke, but can see how it can come across as snarky, and so I apologize after. Okay. Let's see. Everyone sucks here. Okay. Your phobia is a big deal, and you shouldn't be dismissive of that. Phobias don't listen to logic. He asked you for space, and you couldn't let him be. Huh. What is this? Lots of upvotes on this one. Gently, you're the asshole. It does sound like he was trying to comfort you about your fear, by reminding you that while scary, vomiting is one of your body's defense functions. It's not wrong that you want comfort. However, it does seem that you continue to push the issue while in the midst of the anxiety, which isn't the most productive choice. It's not your partner's responsibility to manage your anxiety, it's yours. From information given, it does seem like you may have a habit of extending minor situations into bigger conflicts, which might be the reason your partner shut down. He's sick of fighting with you, not knowing when the fight is coming. He asked for space, but you interpreted him pulling out his phone as him being ready to talk about it. To him, it probably felt like you were bringing it up again out of nowhere and creating another issue of him not being engaged in the movie. You might need to speak with a third party, like a therapist, about your communication style, especially if this issue is part of a larger pattern of behaviors. Okay. Huh. Someone said, I'm exhausted just reading this nonsense. Everyone sucks here. How do you vote? How do you vote on these things, dude? Like, how do you make a thread not the asshole or whatever, blah, blah, blah? There's gotta be a voting system, right? Oh, so it reads in your top level comment, be sure to include one abbreviation for your judgment. You're the asshole. You would be the asshole, not the asshole. You would not be the asshole and the other person would. Everyone sucks here. No assholes here. Info. Not enough info. Interesting. So the bot, I'm assuming, reads each post for those key abbreviations to determine if the thread's assigned a certain flair or tag. What? What is this? Am I the asshole for buying my girlfriend's dead dog a headstone? What? In 2013, my girlfriend's dog passed away. She shared with me that both her parents and she miss him dearly. Later, I discovered that she had a grave for him on her property, and she had purchased a few items for it, including a solar light and a small turtle statue. We've been dating since September 2024, but I've known her for over 6 years. I wanted to express my gratitude to her and her family for sharing a personal story about their beloved dog with me. Therefore, I purchased a headstone and inscribed his name, date of birth, date of death, and a paw print with a small heart. Since I am in the military and reside in different states, I had the headstone sent to her house. Upon receiving it, she became deeply saddened, explaining that the departure of her dog was a somber event, and that is the reason why they never had a memorial erected for him. This realization has left me feeling remorseful and uncertain about how to proceed. What the fuck? Okay. I don't know, dude. I think it was just I don't think there's any assholes here. Because it's like he's just trying to, I don't know, honor the dog. I'm gonna say you're the asshole. It's a sweet it's a sweet idea, but she already had it set up for the dog. And this was a fresh and unnecessary reminder. Okay. But also, like, maybe he could have offered. Or talk to her about it. I don't know. Not asshole. Not the asshole, but shopping for a headstone was a probably, yeah, I don't know. My soul dog died last year and I haven't been able to pick his urn out yet. Wait, what? It's complicated to explain. I also stressed to my husband I didn't want him to surprise me with any memorial type items either. Where are you keeping the dog? His ashes then. If you don't have an urn, do you just keep it in like a bag? Someone's like, I need info. A small turtle statue? But this is a dog? When he was alive, he had a turtle chew toy. The toy was buried with him, and she had a turtle statue. I like how that guy's like, I need to know more about this turtle statue. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. For sure. We're gonna have a great time tomorrow once I can make the announcement. So I'll see you guys soon. And we'll be playing Clair Obscure. I don't know how close we are to the end of that game. I don't feel like it's anywhere close to the end, but we'll see. I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming by, guys. Alright. Let's just double check here. Yeah, we're there.